Alright, this is part 3 of Eric Clapton and Friends with Crossroads, CVT lesson for John. This one is starting at the bottom of page 6 in your tabs. It's guitar solo number 3. This is the last solo of the song, and this comes in at 4:43, and here's what the riff is. So let's do that. 9G, back it with a couple fingers, use your third finger, bend it a whole step, and then go 17B. You're going to do that twice, but the second time the 17 will be on the E string. So you have knuckle shift up to 17B, 20B, whole step bend, 17E twice, vibrato, slide, and then pick and open when that slide gets all the way down here. Alright, let me play that one more time. That was more than one time, but that's alright. Okay, timestamp 4:48, 20B, you're going to do 2 whole step bends, and then So after the bends, 2017B, this is alternate picked, 1917G, 1917 or 1917G and B, 1917G, 1919D, vibrato, 17 hammer 16 or hammer 18G, and slide. So here's that whole one. Okay, page 7 is timestamped 4:51, and it is 1719 on the G, up down. Here's the riff. I thought that was a really cool sounding riff for only 5 notes. So there's your 1719 GD, 1719B, 17E vibrato, and that's alternate picked, but I'm starting with an upstroke. There's a reason for that, picking in basically in the direction of the next string that's coming up. So if my next string is the D and I'm on the G, I'll pick up to get there. Then I do down on the 19D because my next string is the B string. Follow me in that? So, but it doesn't always follow that system. So do experiment with it. 19 on the high E is going to be a half step bend release. Hold it for a sec, bring it back. So 17 hammer 19 vibrato. So timestamp 4:54 is starting on fret 17 on the high E. It goes and he does that hammer real quick. 17E is another one where I start on an up. 20B, 17 hammer, 20 on the B, and then go 17, 20, 17 vibrato. So, cool little riff. 19G, bend release. 17, 19, 19 vibrato. So, and then 17, 19, 17, that's BGB, up, down, up. Or yeah, that's it, that's it. Then go, we haven't done anything like this yet, 19G and 20B, and I could see Clapton's fingers on this. There's a few different fingerings you can do. You may like this one because the frets are so close together. I do. I'm using middle on the G, third finger on the B. But you're going to hit both those strings but bend only the 19th fret on the G a whole step. You're going to do that 2 times with rests, and then 3 times quicker with the release at the end of the last one. So it's, so you have, then go 17B to 19D, which I thought that sounded cool too. 17 on the G and B, bar that. and then 19 on the D twice with a vibrato. So. And then slide. Timestamp 5 minutes. I loved this one. You're going to go 5, 6 on the G hammer. So pick hammer. And then bar the, or knuckle shift rather, the 5th fret on the B and E. So kind of roll it as you're going. And pick down up. So it's. So it doesn't go. You don't want all those notes ringing. 8-5 B down up. 7 G whole step bend. So that in itself is cool, man. Oops. 7 G without a bend. And just by adding, John, like one note sometimes to a riff, that's why I like to subgroup it. It can really open up the whole feel of the riff. You know, you got a 7 G whole step and then a 7 G by itself, and it, I don't know, it just sounds cool. Sounds very resolved, you know. And then 5 hammer 6 on the G to 7 D, and then do the hammer on the 5 6 G again. Vibrato, slide down, and then way up the neck. Timestamp 5:04 is 8 slide to 10 on the B with the vibrato. Use your middle finger. Or 3rd finger, don't matter, I guess. And then go 8, 10, 10 bend, 10 bend, hold, release, pull off to 8, 9G, vibrato, slide. So here's that one. That would be and then we got this on the next one. Starts on 7G with the 3rd finger I put. Oh, this one was cool too. And that's just stuff, you know, right out of pattern 1 A minor pentatonic scale, you know, the. Alright, so let me call that one out really quick. That was 7G, 8B, 5B, 5G, do a knuckle shift, 1/4 step bend on the 5G, so 7D. Alright, then the next line, we go 5, 7, 7 on the G, bend the 2nd 7. And then 5G, 7D. Hit the 7D again, and then 5 hammer 6 G, rest, slide. That sounds like this. 5-11 goes up to 12G. Here's the riff. And then we'll have to turn the page over. So anyways, 12G, 3rd finger, back it with a couple. Whole step bend, 10-12 on the B and G, up down. 10B twice, 2 downs, vibrato. So 10-12, up down, B, G. And then here's this next little one, it goes. Experiment with fingering on that. 10-13B, 10-13-10, pick hammer pull. So 12-10 GB, vibrato. 10-12B, whole step bend. Bending a B to a C sharp. And there's a rest. Pick it again, bend it a step and a half, so bend a B to a D. So we go. This part's really cool if it's where I think it is. He's doing a sequence of these bends. Yep. So Then 13, 2 whole steps. 15, 2 whole steps. Release and slide to 17. So that's a little tricky. He goes and slides up to 17. Once he gets there, he bends it a step and a half and releases it. So you got a lot going on there with one picked note and not a whole lot of sustain. Well, you could add a little more sustain to it, but so off those 15 Bs, you know, remember we're bending, we're backing it, you know, with several fingers. We've got, I'll take it from the first 15 B string, bend. Whole step, again, whole step, release, slide to 17 and bend up to a step and a half. So it's, oops. Right? A lot going on in there. Sometimes the simplest things can be the trickiest. Which is why Clapton, well, he doesn't need, I'm not saying he needs more credit because the dude's epic. Everybody knows that. But anyways, some people are like, oh, the blues guys, they're boring. No, not at all. Play it, you know. So 15, 17 B, vibrato. Vibrato again with a pick. And then the second line down, we're going to go 17 B, step and a half again. 17, 15 B. Now this is a little tricky. Third finger, 17 G, we're going to knuckle shift down to B and back up to the G. So it's down, up, down. And then 15 B. 17, pull 14 on the G. And then 17 D. So, oops. It's a cool run. And these are all pentatonics right here. Knuckle shift to 17 G and D. So we have that knuckle shift going twice just in this riff. Let me see. I think I added a note. There it is. 14 G, vibrato. That's where that phrase kind of ends. So. Then we're going to go 17 on the G. 14, 17, 14 pick, hammer, pull, and then 17 D vibrato slide. So it's again. Okay, approximately fret 5 on the G, slide up to 21. It's more of a feel thing. Just go way up the neck. 19 G. Go 19, 17, 19, whole step bend. And then a 17 E vibrato. Then go 17, 19 on the B and E twice. Yeah, that's right. 19 E, just shift that finger down. Again, step and a half, then another step, then another bend release. 2 17s vibrato, so that goes, or let's try it again. Alright, and then timestamp 534 is this. (2017 B), 19 G, 17 B, knuckle shift up to 17 G, half step bend, 19 17 D, 19 A, 17 D, half step. So slow down. (19 17 D, half step bend, 19 A, slide. Timestamp 537. We're very, very, very close to the end here. Almost done. It goes 5-7 A D, 5-5 G and B. It's called a double stop. And you're gonna I'd anchor the thumb up here and do like a quarter step bend on those. So 7 D, 5 G and B again, 7 on the D and the A, and then 5 A. So This is actually where the song's ending. It's a riff that Clapton's throwing in there on the very end. Yep, so and then yeah, so you got 7 5 3 5 3 5E slide. Timestamp 540. This part I thought was very cool. Kind of had like a Billy Gibbons ZZ Top vibe. It'll be make sure I got this right. Barring with the fourth finger. Yeah. Pinky bar the 5th fret on the E and B, and then first finger 2 on the G. Now take your pick and do the G, your middle on the B, your 3rd finger on the high E. Have them just placed a little bit, and we're plucking all 3. We're pinching them together. The pick naturally is going to go down. These will come up. And try to make sure your volumes are even. So we have lift the first finger off, open 5 5, first finger 4 D. Now we're string skipping because we're still doing the B and the E down here. Nothing on the G. Go back to the 3rd fret D, same thing. And then 2nd fret D. So your melody line is. But we got the with all of it. And there's a lot of stuff going on at once here. I tried to grab this. It's like a open 3 4 5 on the E, 3A, and then open A, 2 D and G. And the last riff on page 9, this is at 5:45, goes. We'll see. Yeah. So let's run through that. 5E, rest, 3 5 on the E and B twice, up, down, up, down. Take your 3rd finger, move it over to 3B. That's critical. We have 1B, up, 2G, down, up, 2G. So open G, 2D, G hammer to open G hammer to 2, and then go open D, 3A, open A. So let that ring, and when the song ends, it's a power chord with an octave in it. 5 7 7 E A D. And there you go.